Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna，部落队早上好。
早上好。
顶拜您，大家好。
顶拜你们。
顶拜您。
我
们现在开始啊。
可以吗？好。
Recording in progress.
Om Agyan Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Tatsurunmilitanyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vaevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. We're reading the Brhad Bhagavatamrta, and we're hearing how Narada Muni had come to Dwarka to hear Lord Krishna talk about his separation from the people of Vrindavan.
我们正在聆听的这部书是《大伯加瓦汤甘露》。我们听到拿尔的穆尼来到了朵尔卡。他听到主 Krishna 在描述他和文达文的人们的分离之情。
So Narada Muni was feeling guilty that he had reminded Lord Krishna about the people in Vrindavan, causing Lord Krishna to feel agitation.
拿尔的穆尼的就很内疚，因为他让 Krishna 想起了他们的人们，并且他因而 Krishna 感到特别的激动万分。
But Lord Krishna consoles the mind of Narada Muni, and he tells him, actually, you did me the greatest favor.
但是主 Krishna 他就安慰了拿尔的穆尼，他说：“你实际上为我做一件大好事儿。”
Lord Krishna said, you did me a great favor because you reminded me about the people of Vrindavan and how much love they have for me and how much I have love for them.
你实际上让我提醒了我，让我想起了文达文的人们，让我想起了他们是如何的爱我，而我又是多么的深爱着他们。
So Lord Krishna was describing how they feel so much pain in separation from each other.
他们二者之间因为分离而内心又多么的难过。
But that pain of separation is the greatest ecstasy.
但是这份分离之苦，又实际上是最了不起的、最大的快乐。
And the heart of the devotee who is separated from Krishna, their heart feels completely satisfied.
这些跟 Krishna 分离的奉献者的内心呢，实际上是彻底的心满意足的。
And when they come together, then they feel so much pleasure in each other's company.
而当他们再次重聚的时候，又由于彼此的陪伴而感受到巨大的快乐。
And when they come together, they actually feel that the separation was the greatest pleasure. The pleasure of being separated from the lover was even greater than the pleasure of meeting with the lover.
而当他们再次重逢的时候呢， 他们会感到巨大的快乐。他们觉得，分离的时候的快乐比他们重逢的快乐还要伟大。
So Lord Krishna says that the person who can remind me of a beloved who's not present, then I consider that person to be the most sincere and helpful friend.
Krishna 说：“谁要是让我想起了，当所爱的人不在的时候，他感受到了这份快乐的时候，这个人的真诚，实际上对我是最大的帮助。”
So, in the mind of a neophyte devotee, they will be confused about these things.
然而，一个出席奉献者的心意呢，会对这些体旨感到困惑。
Because in their mind, they will think that pleasure leads to pain, and pain leads to pleasure.
因为这些人就会在心里想，那份快乐呢导致了痛苦，而这个痛苦呢又导致了快乐。
But the joy, the pleasure which is felt by an elevated devotee, there's a special pleasure which is there in prema bhakti, in love, and his love for Krishna gives him a special pleasure.
有一种爱叫 prema bhakti， 这份爱带给 Krishna 最大的欢乐。
But in the course of that pleasure, sometimes there will be disappointment when things change, when circumstances change. Sometimes he'll become disappointed.
然而，随着时光流转，这份快乐有的时候又让位于失望。
The nature of this world is that it's always changing.
这个世界的本质就是不断的在变化的。
So the more one is feeling ecstasy now, then the more one will feel depression in the future.
一个人当下他越是感到快乐，在将来他就会越感到沮丧。
So the ecstasy which is there in love of God, that is greater than any pleasure which comes in just simply worshipping God with awe and reverence.
对神手的这份爱，在这种情况下的爱，要比怀着敬畏之情崇拜神要来得更伟大。
For sure, there's the ecstasy, any happiness which comes from identifying with the Brahman is never as great as the happiness which comes from love of God.
和 Brahman 犯认同带来的快乐，永远比不上对神的爱带来的快乐。
So when the happiness which one gets from prema, from love of God, when it gets interrupted or broken by the pain of separation, then the devotee will feel great distress.
在分离的时候，人们内心的这种痛苦就会打扰到，对神者的爱所产生的极乐，而此时此刻，人就会陷入到最深的痛苦当中。
So Lord Krishna wants to prove that actually that pain of separation, that is actually pleasure.
主 Krishna 于是便想要证明说，这种分离之情导致的痛苦，实际上是一种快乐。
Because when in the heart of a devotee who's feeling this separation, then they're forced to, they want more of it. They actually want more of that pain of separation.
就是奉献者，他们内心感受到分离之苦的时候，实际上他们是在不断的在被迫寻找更多的这种分离的痛苦。
It's unbearable for them to give up that pleasure of separation, that ecstasy, that pain of separation. They don't want to give it up.
事实上，这份分离之苦带来的狂喜，这些奉献者他们并不想失去，他们无法忍受失去这种狂喜。
So this is how Krishna proves his point.
Krishna 就以这种方式证明了他要阐释的要点。
He's making the point that how can anyone feel the urge to suffer more and more pain unless that pain is actually pleasure?
Krishna 希望强调，那倘若你这份痛苦事实上是一种快乐，否则的话，人们又如何迫切的想要遭受更多的痛苦呢？
So people who are outside, who are not in this kind of line of devotion, then they may see that, oh, the devotee's ecstasy is suffering.
在这个奉爱传系之外的外人的眼里呢，他们就会以为，哦，你看，他们实际上他们在受苦。
And the devotee will also speak that he's suffering, and he will act like he's suffering. He'll be crying and like that.
而这些奉献者们，他们也会谈论这份痛苦，并且他们的行为举止好像他们也是确实在受苦，因为他们在不断哭泣流泪。
But actually, it's not suffering. This is the greatest ecstasy, the greatest pleasure.
但事实上呢，这并不是一种受苦的，相反，它是最大的快乐。
Because the devotee wants to continue that suffering.
因为奉献者们还希望继续受这种苦。
So it must be the greatest happiness. He doesn't want to give it up.
弃这种感情，所以他一定是最大的快乐。
So we can give a material example to help us to understand this point.
我们可以举一个物质的例子，帮助人们理解这一点。
Just like ice is very cold, and it's the opposite of the heat of fire.
正像冰块是寒冷的，它和火的产生的热量恰恰相反。
But when that ice is placed on the body, it will feel as if it's hot. It will feel like it's burning coal.
但是当把这个冰块放在人的身体上的时候，这人的感觉呢，就像是煤块燃烧的煤块一样，是滚烫的。
So the burning sensation from the ice is actually it's illusion. It's actually what we're feeling is the numbness due to the coldness of the ice.
从这个例子上，就可以看出来，这种炙烤的，滚烫的感受，来自冰块的，炙烤的感受呢，实际上是虚幻的。这种它使人感觉麻木。
In the same way, the pain of separation is false.
同样的，分离之苦呢是假的。
But it's disguised. The actual situation is disguised because the actual situation is the greatest happiness.
真相被掩藏起来了，因为真相是最崇高的快乐。
Just like the difference between the ecstasy of separation from Krishna and the ordinary sensation of being touched by dry ice, there's a difference between the ecstasy of separation from Krishna and the ecstasy of being touched by ice.
和 Krishna 分离，带来的狂喜，与触碰到冰块的感受呢，二者有着天壤的区别。
So the difference is that the feeling of separation is only known to a few. It's only known to Krishna and some of his most intimate devotees.
这种差别就是，和 Krishna 分离而带来的强烈的感受，只有 Krishna 以及他最亲密的一些奉献者才深深的了解这份感受。
So Krishna means his own ecstasy and separation from the people of Vrindavan. Krishna is talking only about his own ecstasy and separation from the people of Vrindavan.
Krishna 就这样讲述了他自己和文达文的人分离而带来的这份狂喜。
But the people of Vrindavan, they also experience the same ecstasy which Krishna is experiencing.
然而，文达文的人们也同样描述了当他们意念着 Krishna 内心的狂喜。
So this feeling of separation applies to the Brijbasi people, except this feeling of separation applies to the Brijbasi people, but not to the young gopis.
所以这份感受呢，它是适用于 Brhad 文达文的人们，但是并不适用于那些年轻的狗皮牧牛姑娘们。
The young gopis, they never get relief, not even for a moment, from the pain of separation. Even when they're with Krishna, they're still in anxiety about losing him.
这些年轻的牧牛姑娘没有片刻的时间能够缓解他们这种分离之苦，即便是他们亲身的和 Krishna 在一起，他们也担心会失去 Krishna。
So they never give up. That this ecstasy is always with them.
这份狂喜之情总是和他们在一起。
So they never lose it, so they never have to think about getting it back, because they never give it up. So they never have to get it back.
因为他们从不失去这份感情，所以也没有理由认为他们会重获这种感受。
But they don't consider that the pain which they go through in separation is the goal for others. They don't think like that. They don't think this is the goal for others.
他们并不认为，就是其他人的目标就是获得这份分离之苦。
They don't want that kind of pain for others because they know that pain is sharper than a million forest fires.
理由就是，这份分离之苦使他们内心，给他们内心带来感觉，就像100万场森林大火给他们带来的剧痛。
The gopis themselves told Uddhava, they said, when Krishna was here, when he was here with Lord Balaram, at that time he enjoyed all of these places in Vrindavan, all the rivers and the hills and the forests and the cows and the sound of the flute.
这些狗皮们告诉乌达瓦说，当 Krishna 在文达文之地的时候，Krishna 就享受了所有的河流、山丘、山脉、森林、母牛以及笛音。
So all of these objects of Vrindavan, they remind us about Krishna.
温达文的一草一木都让我们念念不忘 Krishna。
And we see Krishna's footprints with the auspicious markings on the sole of his feet. We can never forget him.
当我们看见 Krishna 的足印的时候，这些足印上面有着这些神圣的标志，我们就永远无法将它忘怀。
So the gopis don't worry about the pain of forgetting Krishna.
牧牛姑娘从来不会担心，从来不会在意忘记 Krishna 带来的痛苦。
They
从来不担心，
can never forget Krishna.
因为他们永远无法忘怀 Krishna。
Even if they wanted to forget him, they can't give him up.
即便他想要忘记他，却做不到。
Sometimes they would like to forget Krishna, to give up the agony of remembering him.
有时候他们宁愿忘记 Krishna， 这样就好避免这种想起 Krishna 的时候带来的内心的难过。
And they don't want to ask, they don't want to have to ask to be put into a fire of separation. They're always in the fire of separation.
他们也无需要求被投入到分离的痛苦当中。
So the happiness they enjoy is actually greater than that of anyone else.
这些牧牛姑娘，因为她们恒常的感受着跟 Krishna 的分离之苦，因此这种快乐实际上比任何人都要伟大。
They're the greatest of all the servants of Krishna, and to all of his, greater than all the other intimate devotees.
他们比 Krishna 所有其他的仆人都要优秀，而且他们比 Krishna 所有其他亲密的奉献者都要优秀。
So Lord Krishna continues speaking to Nanda Maharaj and other people in Dwarka. And he tells them, he says, you should understand, when someone cares about those they love, then one is given one's life back.
Krishna 就在对朵尔卡的这些居民们在讲话说，当一个人某人他想起所爱的人的时候，他就重获了新生，重获了生命。
But to forget those people who are very dear to us, who are more dear to us than our own lives, is more painful than dying.
忘记那些比自己的呼吸更珍贵的人们，实际上就比死还要痛苦。
So people who are dear to our life, we can never forget them.
如自己的生命一般宝贵的人们，这样的人是永远无法忘怀的。
But when we get reminded about them, then we feel happy.
当我们记忆起他们的时候，我们感到快乐。
Just like one has had some good fortune. So
就好像
being reminded of these people we like, we love, it's good fortune for us.
所以被提醒着想起这些我们挚爱的人们，对我们来说是好运。
Just like we always remember important things which happened in our life.
正如一个人回忆起他们人生当中的重要时刻。
So Krishna's devotees always remember Krishna, and Krishna always remembers the devotee.
同理 ，Krishna 的奉献者们总是想着 Krishna， 而且 Krishna 也总是想着奉献者们。
But sometimes the remembrance will be sweet. Just like sometimes it will be, there'll be nice words spoken by a nice Vaishnava, and the remembrance will be sweet.
就好像一位 Vaishnava， 他们的话语是甜美的，同样的，这份意念也变得非常的甜美。
So that kind of remembrance is very satisfying to the person.
这份回忆就令当事人感到心满意足。
The person's life there's been fortunate events in his life, and being reminded about them is pleasing to him.
所以这个人的生命当中呢，就充满了这些幸运的事件，回忆起他们就令他们心满意足。
But on the other hand, somebody may have there may be nothing very important in one's life, and so his life is sad.
而在另一方面，当一个人的生命当中也并无重要事件可言的时候呢，想起他们就令他感到悲伤。
Just like one may be very poor, so there's nothing really to remember, nothing very good in the life. Just think only about the poverty.
正如一贫如洗的人，他们的生活，他们回忆起来也没有什么快乐而言，因为他们是贫困交加的。
So without transcendental love, remembering dear ones doesn't have much taste to it. You may remember people who you love, but if there's no transcendental love, if it's not transcendental, there won't be much taste to it. You won't relish it for very long.
如果不是超然的爱，那么回忆起这些亲密的、亲爱的人们，也是淡然无味的，因为它不是超然的爱，只是普通的爱，所以回忆起来也不会持久的回忆着。
So Lord Krishna tells Narada Muni, he said, "Today you have done a great favor for me, so I'm delighted with you."
Krishna 对纳尔达穆尼说：“今天您为我给了我一个巨大的恩惠，因此我非常感激您。”
So Lord Krishna tells Narada Muni, "Please tell me what benediction you would like me to give you."
Krishna 对纳尔达穆尼说：“请选择你想要的任何祝福吧。”
Narada Muni, he had reminded Lord Krishna about the gopis and about the attachment which Krishna has for the gopis. And this is why Lord Krishna is very grateful to him.
纳尔达穆尼让主 Krishna 想起了牧牛姑娘对他的深深的依附之情，为此主 Krishna 十分感激他。
So when Krishna said this, then Narada Muni began singing the glories of Krishna, and he was playing on his veena and he was shouting, "Jai, Jai."
这之后，圣人纳尔达就开始高唱主 Krishna 的荣耀，并弹奏着他的维纳琴，高呼着 Jai Jai。
And he praised Lord Krishna, who wanted to give him benedictions. Narada praised him with songs full of the names about Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan.
纳尔达穆尼就高唱着充满 Krishna 圣名的歌曲，这些歌曲描述的是主 Krishna 在文达文的时光，从而赞扬主 Krishna。
So Narada wanted to ask for some very special, very rare benedictions. So he first of all sang for the pleasure of Krishna.
拿来希望，要求一些特殊的、罕见的祝福，所以他首先为了取悦 Krishna 而歌唱。
Then he thought, if I sing nicely for Krishna, then Krishna will give me my desires.
他心想，倘若我为了 Krishna 的快乐而歌颂他的时候 ，Krishna 就会心甘情愿的赐予我他的祝福。
And it was very pleasing to Lord Krishna to hear Narada use all the different names of Krishna which had been given to Krishna by his Vrindavan pastimes.
当主 Krishna 听到，在 Krishna 在文达文上演这些逍遥时光，从而获得的各式各样的名字，而这些名字穿插着歌曲被拿尔的穆尼所歌唱的时候 ，Krishna 感到非常高兴。
Yeah, names like Yashodanandan and Nanda Kumara, Gopi Janabalaba, or Gopi Jana Priya, and Gopi Jana Manohara, and Putana Mokshana. These are all names of Krishna which has been given to him as a result of his pastimes in Vrindavan.
作为 Krishna 在文达文上演逍遥时光的结果，Krishna 就获得了各式各样的名字，例如 Yashodanandana、Gopi Jana Priya、Gopi Gana Manohara 和 Putana Mochana。
So Narada Muni had wandered from Dash Ashwamedha Tirtha in Prayag to Dwarka. He had wandered this whole place, a very big distance.
拿尔的穆尼，就从达沙瓦梅达提尔塔在 Prayag 的这个地方一路就旅行到了多尔卡，这是一个相当漫长的路程。
And he began speaking with, first of all, the Brahmana at Prayag.
拿尔达首先和 Prayag 的这些婆罗门们对话。
And by the grace of Krishna, he had achieved perfection.
藉着 Krishna 的恩典，他达到了完美境界。
So Narada was feeling great pleasure. And he now wanted to hear of this perfection. He wanted to hear of this perfection directly from Krishna's own mouth.
拿尔达感到巨大的快乐之情，而他现在希望直接从主 Krishna 的口中，直接的聆听这份完美。
So Narada begged from Krishna the first blessing he wished to receive.
拿尔达，向主 Krishna 恳求他希望获得的第一个祝福。
Narada knew about Krishna's mercy, but he wanted to hear Krishna describe it in his own words.
拿尔达已经了解了 Krishna 的仁慈，但是他希望聆听主 Krishna 用他自己的话语来描述。
The pure devotees are always eager to hear these things.
纯粹的奉献者们总是渴望聆听他。
So Narada had spoken with many devotees, beginning with the Brahmana leader at Prayag.
拿尔的已经和许多的奉献者们谈过话，这些奉献者，是从 Prayag 的婆罗门的领袖开始。
And it ended, Narada's journey ended with Uddhava in Dwarka.
拿尔的旅程，在杜尔卡与乌德瓦的对话结束。
So he had heard the same thing, that someone else, not the devotee speaking, was actually favored by Krishna.
而且每一次他听到的都是同样的故事，就是说，并不是讲话的这位奉献者，而是其他的某个人得到了主 Krishna 的仁慈。
So for a person who doesn't have much taste for hearing and chanting about Lord Vishnu, then to hear this story about Narada Muni would just simply be boring.
谁要是对聆听唱诵 Krishna 没有品味，那么，拿着穆尼的这个故事呢，听上去就是令人厌烦的。
But the devotees, for those who are devotees, they're always fascinated by the different varieties of dealings which Krishna has with his devotees.
然而，当奉献者们聆听到 Krishna 和他的奉献者们之间的这些令人着迷的交流互动的时候，他们永远是听不厌的。
So Narada was very cautious about how the devotees he had met. He was very cautious about the devotees he had met. They were, although they were very different in their different material positions, they had all perfected their life in all respects. They were all pure devotees, although they were so different from each other. Narada could understand that they were all pure.
拿达对于他所遇到的这些奉献者们，他都有着强烈的好奇，即便这些奉献者们在社会地位上是不同的，但是这些奉献者们在他们人生的方方面面都达到了完美。
We described the journey of Narada Muni. He was searching for the devotee who had received the greatest mercy from Krishna.
我们已经描述了拿尔的穆尼的旅行。他在寻找哪些奉献者们从 Krishna 那里得到更大的仁慈。
So he began with the head of the Brahmana community there at Prayag.
他的探寻是从 Prayag 的当地的婆罗门社团的领袖开始的。
And then he went to the king in the southern region.
下一个，他碰到了南方的一位国王。
And then he went to see Indra, and then Lord Brahma, and then Lord Shiva, and then Prahlad.
接下来，拿尔的穆尼又去见了天帝 Indra、Brahma、Shiva 和 Prahlad。
And after Prahlad, then he went to Hanuman, and finally came to Uddhava.
Prahlad 之后，他又去会见了哈努曼，然后他会见了乌德瓦。
So Narada had achieved success in performing his religious duties.
拿尔在履行宗教职责方面已经取得了显著的成功。
He was able to get free from any illusion, and he could perfect the art of serving Krishna.
他成功的摆脱了虚幻，他也在服务 Krishna 的超然艺术方面达到了完美。
So they had all achieved their success by the grace of Krishna.
这些人物，他们都凭借主 Krishna 的仁慈达到了成功。
So Narada was always curious to know how Krishna distributes his mercy, how he decides who he should give his mercy to. So now he wanted to ask this to Krishna directly.
拿尔达一直好奇，想要了解 Krishna 是如何派发仁慈的，而他现在又希望从 Krishna 口中直接的聆听这些话题。
So Narada Muni said to Krishna, he said, please give me the blessing that no one will ever feel he has had enough of your mercy.
所以拿尔德就对 Krishna 说：“请赐福我，让我了解，请赐福我。”让我知道，没有一个人会感觉到他已经得到了您的充分的仁慈。
And they should also feel that they never have enough of devotional service.
他们也应当感觉到，他们永远在为您做服务方面永远做不够。
And they should never feel that they have enough pure love for you.
而且他们应该觉得，他们也没有得到对您的纯粹之爱。
So Narada wants Krishna to assure him of these things.
拿尔德希望主 Krishna 向他保证这一点这些事。
No, it doesn't matter how much mercy a devotee gets, the devotee will never become satisfied. He will never be satisfied. He will always want more.
无论一位奉献者从主 Krishna 那里得到了多少的仁慈恩惠，这位奉献者永远不会感到彻底的满足，觉得他已经得到了足够的。
The devotee will always think that he's very unqualified for the mercy.
这位奉献者将永远认为他自己没有资格，不配得到这份仁慈。
And he needs to get more and more.
而且他需要得到越来越多的仁慈。
So Narada mentioned three things. He mentioned Krishna's mercy, and he mentioned bhakti yoga, and he mentioned prema, love of God.
拿尔达提到了3件事，第一个是 Krishna 的仁慈， 第二是 Bhakti Yoga 奉爱瑜伽，第三个是 Prema 对神的爱。
So all the three things, there's a progression, a sequence. They come not all at once.
这三样事物，他们是按照顺序一个一个的到来的，而不是同时到来的。
Krishna's mercy will be the cause of devotion, bhakti.
Krishna 的仁慈将会是 Bhakti 奉爱的根源，
And that bhakti, that leads to prema.
而 Bhakti 奉爱又导向了 Prema。
So Narada is saying that Vaishnavas on different levels, they progress through different levels, so they have different needs.
Narada 的意思是说，因为这些 Vaishnava 他们都是在奉爱之途上他们的有不同的进程，因此他们的需求也各不相同。
A neophyte devotee needs special mercy from Krishna.
一位出席奉献者需要主 Krishna 来自主 Krishna 的特殊仁慈，
And he needs also the mercy of Krishna's devotees to begin the process of bhakti yoga.
他也需要 Krishna 奉献者的仁慈，开始 Bhakti Yoga 的进程。
And one who is an intermediate devotee, then he has many opportunities for practicing his devotion.
一位中阶的奉献者需要充分的机会来修习他个人的奉爱。
And the mature devotee, meaning the advanced devotee, he is driven by this strong urge to taste love for Krishna.
而一位成熟的奉献者，他们就会有着强烈的冲动，去品味对 Krishna 的爱。
And those people who are impersonalists, they will be satisfied just to be contemplating their self. They're having their own level of self-realization.
非人格主义者们，会因为他们的理论上的自我觉悟而感到心满意足。
So Narada Muni and those who follow in the line of Narada Muni will never have enough of the ecstasy of service to Krishna.
拿尔的穆尼以及在拿尔的穆尼传系当中的他的追随者们，永远都品尝不够对 Krishna 的爱带来的狂喜。
Because they discover more and more in their relationship with Krishna. They begin to understand more and more, and it's always increasing.
他们在和 Krishna 的关系当中，他们会有更多的发现，有更多的狂喜。
So Lord Krishna heard this from Narada Muni, now Lord Krishna is replying to Narada Muni, and he says to him, he said, you great scholar, you clever scholar, what kind of benediction is this?
主 Krishna 听了拿尔的穆尼的话之后，说道：“哦，聪明的学者啊，这是什么样的祝福啊？”
Lord Krishna says, my mercy, my devotional service, and love for me, they all have the same nature. They all have this nature that the devotee thinks he never has enough of it.
Krishna 对拿尔的穆尼说：“我的仁慈，我的奉献服务，以及对我的狂喜之爱，都有同样的本性。他们都永远是。”
You're asking for a benediction, but this should be obvious. I've already given this. The benediction is already there.
您在要求一个祝福，但是我已经，这个祝福是显而易见的了，它已经在那里了。
So Lord Krishna was thinking it's strange that Narada Muni is asking for something which is already a fact.
所以在 Krishna 看来，拿尔的穆尼在要求得到在要求一个既定的事实，这一点是很令人奇怪的。
So Narada Muni definitely knew this, so he must have some other hidden reason for asking for this.
既然拿尔的穆尼已经知道了，他想要得到这份祝福，一定有某种隐蔽的动机。
And his reason was he wanted to hear Krishna personally explain the glories of prema bhakti, love of God.
他的理由是他想聆听主 Krishna 亲口描述，对神的爱 prema bhakti 的荣耀。
So we will stop here today.
那我们正课就讲到这里，接下来我们回答问题。第一个问题，maybe wait for 1 or 2 minutes before they raise the question. 那现在是回答问题的时间了。如果有问题的话，第一个问题是来自于Yovati Sachi Edasi. Hare Krishna, dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glory to Srila Prabhupada. It is believed that the gopis in separation from Krishna experienced not only suffering but also happiness. How is this happiness different from the happiness when Krishna was with them? 有瓦提萨奇说 ：“Hare Krishna， 亲爱的马尔，接受我卑卑顶拜荣耀归舍普帕。人们相信，Gopi 们和 Krishna 分离的时候的体验不仅仅是痛苦，而且还有欢乐。但是 Gopi 们和 Krishna 在一起的快乐，与 Krishna 就是和 Krishna 分离的时候的快乐有什么区别呢？”
So the difference is that when they're in separation from Krishna, they think of Krishna more intensely and more constantly.
这个区别就在于，当 Gopi 们和 Krishna 分离的时候，他们对 Krishna 的思念是更加强烈的，而且它是恒长不断的思念。
Yeah, that feeling of being separate from Krishna intensifies the remembrance of Krishna. So that's the difference.
与 Krishna 的分离就强化了他们对 Krishna 的意念，这是二者的区别。
And as we heard today, the young gopis are always feeling separation from Krishna, even when he's with them.
今天我们在课上也听到，年轻的勾皮们，他们总是沉浸在与 Krishna 的分离的心绪当中，即便是他们亲身和 Krishna 在一起，也是有着这种心绪。
That's why they're complaining about Brahma as a creator, because he made the eyes which blink.
正是由于这个原因，他们抱怨主 Brahma 创造了会眨动的眼睛。Let's wait for 1 more minute. 不方便打字，也可以开麦提问题。Hare Krishna， 顶白般若拼念者们，我已经托庇其他的 guru 为启迪的引导师。想认您为训示 guru 可以吗？需要什么程序吗？还是内心冥想您的教导就可以了？托庇您需要得到我的 guru 的同意吗？ Hari is asking, Hare Krishna, obeisance to guru and devotees. I have taken shelter from another guru as my Diksha guru. The first question is, now I want to accept you as my Shiksha guru. Is that all right? Can I accept you as my instructing guru? What is the process? Or only I meditate on your teaching, that is, I only meditate on your teaching. That's the first part.
Yes, well, you can have many instructing gurus. You don't just have one instructing guru. You can take instruction from many people.
您可以有许多的训示 guru， 您可以有不止一位的训示 guru。
But generally, from the people who are giving you instruction, one person should become more prominent.
一般而言，在那些给予您训示的众多的训示 guru 当中呢，就有一位训示 guru 变得非常的突出和显著。
So it may be that that person is more in touch with you, it's more easier for you to reach him, or it may be that you have greater faith in him, greater confidence in him, so you take more instruction.
或者是您和一位就是您如果和这位训示 guru 能够有更多的接触，或者是更容易找到他，或者是对他有更大的信心，您就可以从他那里获得接受训示。
But you can take instruction from more than one person. You don't have to give up someone from being your instructing guru. 您可以有很多的训示 guru， 您不需要放弃一位先前的训示 guru。 He or she is saying that he has already accepting another guru as initiating guru. Now she wants to accept you as instructing guru. Is that all right? Yeah, it's all right.
And she's asking, is that first of all, she or he has to get the permission from her or his own guru?
Well, yes, you can do. But in ISKCON, we don't have any real strict standard about accepting someone as Shiksha Guru. It's simply up to you who you go and hear from and who you take instruction from.
可以，您是可以的，就像您说的，但是呢，在 ISKCON 当中呢，没有真正的一个接受信使guru的标准，您就直接去这位guru那里去聆听他的训示就好了。
Now sometimes we get initiation from the teacher and we're not able to communicate very much with the person who gives us initiation. So at such times we will need to have a Shiksha Guru.
有的时候呢，我们虽然从一位guru那里获得了启迪，但是却无法跟这位guru有着沟通二者，所以我们确实是需要训示的，需要训示guru的。
Yes. So we take instruction from Prabhupada, of course. The purpose of having a guru and taking instruction is all to connect us more closely to Srila Prabhupada.
我们最首要的训示guru是 Srila Prabhupada。我们之所以需要训示guru的原因是，这位guru可以把我们和 Srila Prabhupada 联系在一起。
Prabhupada is the principal instructing guru for all the devotees in ISKCON.
在国际 Krishna 知觉协会当中 ，Srila Prabhupada 是所有 ISKCON 成员的首要的训示guru。
So you have to understand that all the gurus are serving the same purpose, to connect us to Prabhupada and to connect us to the disciplic succession.
所以你要明白，所有的guru他们服务着同一个目标，那就是把我们和Srila Prabhupada和使徒传记联系在一起。
So you want to take instruction from me, you can do, yes, not a problem. You just simply hear the classes, you can ask questions. You're welcome. And I don't think your guru will object.
所以如果您想要接受Maharaj为训示guru，他说没有问题的，您只需要来听课提问题，所以欢迎您来听课提问题。相信您的洗涤guru是对此不会有反对意见的。
So even though we may be initiated by one guru, it's not that we only hear from one guru, we hear from all the spirit. Because the guru is one, but he comes in different forms.
所以，即便是一个已经启迪了的门徒，他也并不是只是聆听他自己的启迪guru，所有的guru都是一位，他们只是以不同的形式展现出来。
Okay.
Thank you。下一个问题是来自于 Japamala 这位 Darcy。Hare Krishna， 敬爱的 Maharaj， 请接着杯杯请拜。请问在主的显现日和主的同游的显现日可以抛花吗？ Japamala Maharaj is asking that please send my humble obeisance, Maharaj, on the appearance day of Lord or on the appearance day of the Lord's associate, can we throw flower petals to them?
Yes, offering flower petals, you can. offer, just like the appearance day of Lord Nityananda, we may offer flower petals to the deities. On the appearance day of Srila Prabhupada, we may offer, well, every day we offer flower petals to the lotus feet of Prabhupada when we do Guru Puja. So on their appearance day, you can also offer flower petals at the lotus feet of these acharyas.
Maybe she's asking whether should we offer the whole flower instead of flower petals. Are there any restrictions on that?
No, no restrictions.
OK， 就是在他们的显现日上，比如说主尼天南达、施拉帕布拉显现日上，我们确实是可以给他们供奉花瓣的，因为我们实际上每天都向施拉帕布拉的莲花族供奉花瓣，所以至于是给他们抛整个的花，一朵一朵的花还是花瓣，这个是没有限制的。
Sometimes you may only have one flower, so you divide the flower among all the devotees, and each devotee offers a petal.
有时候呢，我们做仪式的时候只有一朵花，我们就把这朵花呢就是把它掰成花瓣，每一个奉献者就分一部分花瓣。
Yes. Okay.
下一个问题是来自于 Yavati Sachi. Hare Krishna, is it possible that the taste for the holy name increases, but material desire do not disappear? Or is it some delusion of a devotee? 说 Hare Krishna, 有没有这种可能？对圣明的品味在增加着，但是物质欲望却依然没有消失。或者换言之，它只是一个奉献者的幻象。
Yes, you may think that your taste is increasing for the holy name, but if you're still having material desires, it means you haven't really developed a taste for the holy name.
是的。你可能自以为已经对圣名获得了品味，但是如果物质欲望依然没有消失的话，那么就没有真正发展起对圣名的品味。下一个问题是来自于 Shruti Rupa Devidasi。顶拜姑如和老师们，如果处于最高风爱层面的欧品们都总是在担忧、焦虑与主的分离情绪。请问我们对父母亲人或者一些特别有因缘的人的思念、牵挂，是不是从灵性世界带来的情感转变成带来的品质呢？应该如何把这种情感转变为灵性情感呢？比如我现在如果退出家庭，我怕这种情感会影响我物质灵性都处理不好，但是对亲人的情感又是那么真实。对这种情况下，该如何既能在心里没有对亲人的愧疚，同时又能在灵性上提升自己和家人呢？感恩你。Obeisance to current old teachers, if the gopis who are situated on the highest devotional level are always worrying about the separation, the feeling of separation from the Lord, then the question is that we have some special remembrance, and we are missing our parents, relatives, or some people who have special relationship with us. So is that coming from is that quality comes from the spiritual world? And how to change this feeling into a spiritual emotion. For example, now if I Now, if I retire from my family, I'm afraid that this emotion will affection will affect me. That both my material and spiritual life will be affected. But this feeling is so real. So under the circumstances, how can I elevate myself and my family members in the spiritual path? And at the same time, I do not have any sense of guilty to my relatives.
Well, the sense of duty to your relatives and so on, that's your material duties. You know, you can't just give these things up so easily. You're not required to give them up.
She said if she retired, she will feel guilty of that she felt guilty to her relatives that she need not to give up this emotion to the relatives.
Yes, therefore I say you don't need to give this up.
OK， 我们的物质职责呢是不容易放弃的，您无需放弃对亲人的这份感受。
We see the example of the gopis, that the gopis, although they had also their material duties, they had their families and husbands and so on, but they were serving them. But in their heart, they were always thinking of Krishna.
我们看到宫廷乌牛姑娘的榜样，她们都有她们的物质职责，有她们的家庭，有她们各自的丈夫，她们依然在履行着对他们的职责，服务着他们，但是他们在内心总是时刻想着 Krishna。
So you also, in your own life, you can also become more Krishna conscious by regularly hearing and chanting the glories of Krishna.
在您的生活当中呢，就是您就是让您的生活更有 Krishna 之觉，您要有规律的聆听、唱诵 Krishna。
And you can sing the songs about Krishna, just like Narada Muni was singing the songs of the names of Krishna. So you can also sing the songs with the names of Krishna.
您可以唱Krishna 的歌曲，就像 Narada Muni 在唱着有 Krishna 名字的歌曲，你也可以去唱这些就充满着 Krishna 各式各样名字的歌曲。
But don't try to do everything, don't make yourself cheap. Just like Raghunath Das Goswami, he came to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he wanted to renounce everything. And Lord Chaitanya sent him home. He said, you stay at home, but keep Krishna in your heart and serve Krishna in your heart. But be a normal person. Externally behave like a normal person.
您不要试图就是把自己变得很廉价，正像 Raghunath Das Goswami 主产丹尼亚，他想弃绝一切， 主柴丹尼亚却把他遣回了家。他告诉拉古纳达斯布萨米，你要把 Krishna 放在内心，在内心服务 Krishna。外在的表现就像个正常人一样，在外在的就看来就像常人一样。Thank you。下一个问题是来自于Meenakshi David Dasi。Hare Krishna， 顶拜 Guru。我替拉蒂尼马达吉问问题：工作能帮助奉献者做奉爱服务吗？还是如果奉献者没有足够的钱的话，应该去努力做奉爱服务吗？Meenakshi Devidas is paying our business and she's asking a question on behalf of Ladini. She's asking, can our job help devotees to carry out their devotional service?
Can our what stop devotees?
Can working help devotee? Is our work helpful for devotee to do devotional service?
Is it helpful?
Yes.
Well, it depends what your work is, and it depends also on your own consciousness in performing the work.
这取决于您在从事工作的时候的知觉状态。
Also depends on what job you're doing.
也取决于您从事的是何种工作。
Just like if you're working in a tobacco factory, it is not very good.
如果您在烟草公司工厂上班，就不好。
If you're working in a brewery, it's not for devotees to work in these places.
或者是在制造酒业公司，对奉献者来说，这些地方不好。
Casino, if you work in a casino every day gambling, this is not also an atmosphere for devotees.
或者是在那些就是赌场工作，这些氛围呢？
Or if you're in the bar, working in a bar, it's not good for devotee.
就在酒吧上班，就没有什么帮助，不好。
So your job should be something which is, which is not going to be a big obstruction to your Krishna consciousness, that you can think of Krishna.
您的工作呢，就不应该成为您的奉爱服的障碍，妨碍您想的 Krishna。
So you have to have the consciousness that I'm working in this job for Krishna.
您的知觉应当是我在为着 Krishna 从事着这份工作。
A good job for devotees is to do things like teaching, just like some devotees, they teach yoga. So that's a good job for a devotee.
对于奉献者，他们的好的工作就是教育，比如说教瑜伽，这是很不错的，这是一份不错的职业。
Maybe you can teach music. You can also do that.
也许您可以教授音乐。
Sometimes I would teach English.
You mentioned yourself teaching English.
Yeah.
妈妈说，他自己以前曾经就是教过英语。
And so this kind of job, some kind of you have to work. Sometimes you can do farming. Farming is a very pious profession. Taking care of cows is also very pious.
还有的职业是非常虔诚的，比如说种地，还有照料母牛，都属于虔诚的工作。
And you can work in the market, sell vegetables, sell fruit. That's also pious.
你也可以到市场上卖水果、卖蔬菜。
But we should have the consciousness that I'm doing this for Krishna. And the money you earn from it, we should use it in the service of Krishna. We buy food and we offer it to Krishna.
但是您工作的知觉应当是我在为 Krishna 从事这个工作，您的赚来的钱呢，也应当是拿来给 Krishna， 您买食物然后供奉给 Krishna。
All right?
您这个问题如果没有足够钱，应该努力做奉爱服务吗？ If a devotee doesn't have enough money, should this devotee try to do devotional service?
Yes.
是的。
You don't need money to do devotional service.
您做奉爱服务不需要钱。
You just need to chant Hare Krishna.
您只需要唱诵 Hare Krishna。
That's the most important thing in devotional service.
在奉献服务当中，这是头等大事。
You don't have to have money. You don't have to be a rich person.
您无需成为一位富有的人。
We have many great devotees who are very poor.
有很多伟大的奉献者都一贫如洗，
And they're very happy chanting the holy name.
他们都因为在唱诵着圣名而内心感到欢乐。
They have no material desires.
他们也没有任何物质的愿望。
Okay?
OK, thank you. 下一个问题来自于 Radhika Priya Devdasi。Hare Krishna Maharaj 顶拜您的莲花足，请问一个体困的灵魂可以直接培养对至尊主 Krishna 的超然思念吗？还是需要先培养对身边的人来练习呢？人若在生活中没有爱和深刻思念的体验，能培养起对主的爱和思念吗？如果对奉献者和咕噜没有超然的思念和依恋，可以培养起对 Krishna 的思念和依恋吗？ Hare Krishna Maharaj, obeising to your lotus feet. The question is that whether or not it is possible for a conditioned soul to cultivate directly transcendental remembrance of Supreme Lord Krishna, or should we first we need to first of all cultivate that feeling to people who are around us, or whether or not that we first of all practice to cultivate this feeling, emotion from from remembrance of people around us. If we don't have that deep experience of this emotion, whether or not can we cultivate the love and the remembrance of Lord? If we don't have transcendental remembrance and attachment to Guru and devotee, whether or not it is possible for us to cultivate this remembrance and attachment to Lord Krishna.
I don't think it's possible.
马儿说，那他觉得不可能。
If you don't have attachment to, if you don't have transcendental attachment, you have to understand that any remembrance of Krishna is transcendental.
要知道，就是对 Krishna 的思念都是超然的。
So you want to cultivate transcendental attachment for Krishna and Guru, but you don't want to you want to remember them, but you don't have any attachment for them. Is it like that?
If we don't have a remembrance and attachment to devotees and Guru, so we are not yet cultivate the attachment to Guru and devotees.
Then how can you have attachment to Krishna?
那如果您对奉献者和 Guru 依然没有培养起超人的思念和依恋，又如何能够对 Krishna 有着依恋呢？
Well, we could say, just like Kanista Adhikari, a junior neophyte devotee, he may be attached to the deity, he's attached to Krishna in the temple, but he's not attached to devotees.
就像 Kanishta Adhikari 初期奉献者，他们呢只依恋于庙宇里的神像，他们对其他的人还没有培养起感情。
So somebody is in that position, they have attachment to Krishna and they're serving Krishna. They may get some mercy from the devotees, and somebody may come and instruct them and inspire them, and so they can come up from the neophyte level, they can become a Madhyama Adhikari, and they can appreciate Krishna in the heart of all the living entities. They see Krishna, they don't see Krishna in the deity, but they see Krishna in the heart of all the people also.
所以就处在就是初级奉献者地位上的人，他们倘若就依附 Krishna， 依附于为庙宇里的 Krishna 神像服务，他们就会得到仁慈。这时候就会有一位奉献者来到他们生活当中，激励他们，把他们从初级奉献者的层面提升到中级奉献者的层面上。这样呢，这样一个人就会欣赏到在众生心中的 Krishna。他们不仅仅会在庙宇当中的神像看到庙宇中的神像是 Krishna， 他们也会看到所有人所有生物体心中内心的 Krishna。
We cannot separate Krishna from the devotees.
你们就是人们是无法把 Krishna 和奉献者们剥离开的，分离开。
You cannot just have Krishna and not have Krishna's devotees. Krishna is always with his devotees.
是无法就是只要 Krishna 却不要 Krishna 的奉献者，因为 Krishna 是总是和他的奉献者们在一起的。
So you have to develop some appreciation for Krishna's devotees. Otherwise, Krishna won't accept you.
所以您必须要欣赏 Krishna 的奉献者们，否则的话 ，Krishna 也不会接受您。Thank you。下一个问题是来自于K999，顶拜咕噜莲花族和所有奉献者，怎样区分 Krishna 的超然特性？说不经出生就存在，超然的形体永不朽坏等等，是哪一种？感恩咕噜无限的仁慈。So, obeisance to Guru's lotus feet and devotees. How to distinguish Krishna's transcendental quality with Krishna's transcendental position, and also with Krishna's transcendental character. For example, Krishna is Aja. He exists without birth, and Krishna's transcendental form never deteriorates. So, in which category does this belong to?
In which category does what belong to?
Krishna is Aja, and Krishna is unborn, and Krishna's form is eternal.
So what?
So he or she is asking these two qualities, does that belong to his transcendental quality or belongs to his transcendental position?
Yeah. Yeah, both.
那都属于，就不用区分，它既是他的超人品质，也是他的超人地位。The next one, he continued to ask, in Bhagavad Gita 4.37 in purport, Srila Prabhupada said, there's difference between Atma and Paramatma. There's difference between self and transcendental self. And he's asking, does that transcendental self refers to the super soul?
Is she quoting a text?
Yes. 4.30, chapter 4, verse 37.
Bhagavad Gita?
Yes.
Bhagavad Gita?
Yes, chapter 4, verse 37. Perfect knowledge of self and super self and of the relationship is compared here to fire. So the question is that whether the super self refers to the Paramatma.
Yes, I think so. Yes, I would say yes, it refers to Paramatma.
是的，这个超我就是指的超灵。And Radhika Priya says, thank you for your answer. Next is 会请教Guru，奉献者会有这样的切身感受吗？比如感受到 Krishna 在安排自己的生活、工作和学习。So, Guru, whether or not devotees will have the experience that Krishna is directly arrange our life, our work, and our study, education.
How do we know that Krishna has arranged all this?
Whether we'll yes. If we can feel that Krishna is arranging everything for us.
Well, a devotee understands that Krishna is controlling everything. He is the supreme controller.
奉献者们明白 Krishna 他控制着一切 ，Krishna 是至高无上的控制者。
So, there's the material energy and there's the spiritual energy. And so devotees who've surrendered to Krishna, they're under the control of the spiritual energy. And those who have not surrendered to Krishna, they're under the material energy.
So Krishna 拥有物质能量和灵性能量，臣服了 Krishna 的，人们是处在 Krishna 灵性能量控制之下，不臣服的是在物质能量控制下。
So under the material energy, we're under the control of the three modes of nature, the goodness, passion, and ignorance.
在物质能量控制之下呢，就处在物质自然三属性善良、激情、愚昧属性的控制之下。
And we suffer and enjoy according to our past activities.
我们依据过往的活动，而今生会受苦或者享受。
Now you may say, well, you know, I'm a devotee. I've surrendered to Krishna, but we have to think, how much have we surrendered to Krishna? How much have we really taken shelter of Krishna?
一个人可能会说啊，我已经是 Krishna 的奉献者了呀，我已经臣服了。问题就在于你的臣服的程度是多少？您到底在多大程度上脱避了 Krishna？
And we have to understand also, it takes some time for us to get free from our material attachments.
要明白，我们摆脱物质的依附也是需要时间的。
Before coming to Krishna consciousness, we had many bad habits.
在来到 Krishna 知觉之前，我们都有很多恶习。
We have to gradually overcome the bad habits.
我们要逐渐的克服所有这些恶习。
Replace the bad habits with good habits.
改掉坏习性，培养起好习惯。
So somehow we try to bless the devotees. We try to we have to hear regularly to understand how Krishna is controlling, how Krishna is arranging for everyone.
我们需要有规律的聆听，从而去明白 Krishna 是如何控制着一切 ，Krishna 到底又是怎样安排了一切的。
He provides for everyone according to their qualifications.
Krishna 根据一个生物的资格，他为他提供他所需求的。
So even the insects, tiny insects like the ants, they get also their food by the grace of Krishna.
即便是像小蚂蚁这样的微不足道的昆虫，也是藉着 Krishna 的仁慈获得他们的所需。
And the elephant also gets his food by the grace of Krishna.
也是藉着 Krishna 的仁慈，大象才能够得到它的口粮。
Okay?
Thank you。下一个问题是来自于 Yogalakshmi Hare Krishna， 请问 Maharaj， 过年时很多奉献者的家人都是吃肉的，很多亲戚聚在一起联谊，这种情况影响了正常的每日的服务，心中很焦虑。有时候想离开这个家，该如何以正确的心态去面对无法改变的现状呢？如何去做？这种焦虑属于灵性的焦虑吗？是好的吗？Maharaj, during the Spring Festival, many family members get together with devotees, but they are all non-vegetarian. So every day they meet together and associate with each other. It have great effect on the daily life of devotee. So devotee will feel very worried. Sometimes she want to leave this home. So how can I change my situation? How can I have the proper mood, correct mood to face the situation that we cannot change? What should we do? Is this worry belong to is it spiritual? Is this worry good or not?
Yes, it's good to worry about it. You should understand this is our karma from our past that we're placed into these situations.
这种焦虑是好的，要明白，但是要明白呢，就是我们身处这样的境况当中呢，是我们的因果，是我们过往的活动导致了我们处在这样的处境之下。
But understand it's not eternal.
但是也要明白，这种处境不是永恒的。
So a devotee is tolerant about these things. We have to put up with these difficulties.
奉献者他们有容忍的品质，所以他们必须要容忍这种困境。
So you're associated by people who are not devotees. But you have to keep Krishna in your heart.
虽然您和非奉献者们在一起，但是您应该要把 Krishna 放在心中。
You have to somehow chant the Hare Krishna mantra. You have to depend on Krishna. He will, in the future, gradually things will change. You have an opportunity. Maybe in the next life, maybe you have to wait till the next life before you get more association. This is nature of the material world. Even I was telling Raghunath Das, he was a devotee. He was associating with materialistic people. Lord Chaitanya told him, go home. Lord Chaitanya, go home, stay there. Don't try to be foolish.
应该念诵 Hare Krishna mantra，依靠 Krishna， 也许将来就能改变机会，或者是要等到来世才能获得更多的好的涟漪。您要明白，这是物质世界的本性。就刚才说到了 Raghunath Das 这样了不起的奉献者呢，他也要忍受物质的涟漪。主宰在那样命令他，你要待在家里头，你不要变得愚蠢。
Gradually, in course of time, you get older and you can become more detached from these situations.
逐渐的呢，就随着时间的推移，您上了年纪，就会弃绝这些处境了。
Somehow, according to our past deeds, we're placed into these situations. Now you're thinking to be devotee. So, it takes some time. Krishna will adjust things gradually. You have to keep the desire that you want to take shelter of Krishna.
就是由于我们过往的活动呢，导致我们当下的处境。那现在您希望成为贡献者，但是这需要时间。Krishna 逐渐的就会调整，做出安排调整。您要保持内心的愿望，托庇 Krishna。
All right.
下一个问题是 Hare Krishna， 深深顶拜故和所有奉献者，请问出入风华瑜伽的人，总是要请教启迪过的奉献者，不能表达对他们的仁慈，表达感激和具体的赞美吗？有2次看到他们很恐慌，让我很害怕，因自己无知对他们造成不适。请问有关奉献之间的交往与日常礼仪的书籍或音频吗？Obeisance to Guru devotees. As a neophyte, I will always seek guidance from those initiated devotees. Yet I cannot express my gratitude and glorify gratitude to them, because for twice I saw that they are in panic, so I'm afraid of making an offense to them. So are there any books or video on the topics about the daily dealing or the etiquette between devotees?
I don't know of anything.
Sorry. I don't know, right?
Yeah, I don't know any material on this. Yeah, I don't think anybody has written anything really about living with non-devotees and.
Sorry. Maybe I translate again, because she said she's asking whether or not she can express her gratitude to the mercy funds from senior devotees, or whether or not she can glorify them, because twice she saw that these senior devotees, they are afraid to be glorified, so she is afraid of offending them, because she she wants to express her gratitude to those senior devotees.
Well, she can express glorification of them without them being present. They don't have to be present to hear their glorification, but she can appreciate them to other devotees in their absence.
就是您可以在这些奉献者不在场的情况之下来赞美他们，就是他们不让他们听到。您可以向别的奉献者表达这个赞美之词，就他们不在场的情况下表达。
We don't like to hear glorification, is true. A devotee doesn't like to hear himself glorified. He wants to hear Krishna glorified. And he wants to hear his spiritual master glorified.
的确，奉献者们他们不希望听到自己受到荣耀，他们想听到 Krishna 受到荣耀，他们希望听到灵性导师受到赞美和荣耀。
So you want to appreciate senior devotees, that's good, but don't do it in their presence.
所以您希望来欣赏这些资深奉献者，这是件好事儿。但是呢，您可以就是不要在当着他的面儿来做这件事儿。
Okay.
下一个问题来自于 J A Das， 感恩古鲁精彩仁慈的讲课。梵歌第4章超然的知识和第7章有关绝对真理的知识和第9章机密的知识有何区别？Thank you for your wonderful lecture. So, what is the difference between Bhagavad Gita Chapter 4, titled Transcendental Knowledge, and Chapter 7, the knowledge about absolute truth, and Chapter 9, the confidential knowledge? What's the difference?
Yes. Well, Chapter 4, Transcendental Knowledge, they have not yet introduced the topic of bhakti. So they're simply bringing us to the higher level of knowledge. They've not yet introduced knowledge of bhakti.
是的，在第4章当中呢，还没有介绍到 bhakti 有个风爱瑜伽的知识。第4章只是将人们提升到更高的知识当中。
And then Chapter 7, knowledge of the Absolute, beginning to introduce bhakti.
到了第7章，标题是绝对真理的知识，就开始介绍有关于奉爱的知识了。
But Chapter 9, the most confidential knowledge, we're hearing about the very special loving exchange between Lord Krishna and his pure devotees.
到了第9章，标题为最机密的知识，这一章已经开始提到了 Krishna 和他的纯洁奉献者们二者之间的特殊的爱的交流了。
Just like there's knowledge, and then there's confidential knowledge, then there's more confidential knowledge, then there's the most confidential knowledge.
有机密的知识，有更机密的知识，有最机密的知识。
So confidential knowledge is simply to understand I'm not the body. That's confidential knowledge.
明白到我不是这个物质躯体，这属于机密的知识。
Most people are not aware that we're not the body.
大部分人还没有意识到他们并不是物质躯体。
But then there's more confidential knowledge that's to understand about Lord Krishna and his energies.
那么除此之外，有更机密的知识，就是了解 Krishna 的能量了。
And then you have the most confidential knowledge, and that's about Krishna's relationship with his pure devotees.
还有最机密的知识，是有关于 Krishna 和他的纯粹奉献者的知识。
Okay.
无依附瑜伽和智慧瑜伽有区别吗？
什么？
Non-attachment yoga and Buddhi yoga.
What was the Sanskrit words?
Asakti yoga.
Asakti.
Yes.
No, 是你 Karma yoga and Buddhi yoga. What's the difference between the two?
Niskam Kama Yoga. Well, Buddhi Yoga, Prabhupada uses the word Buddhi Yoga in different ways. He usually just says Krishna consciousness is Buddhi Yoga.
Krishna 以不同的方式使用智慧瑜伽这个词，通常呢，它指的是 Krishna 之觉。
But Niskam Karma Yoga, Buddhi Yoga, practically, they're not, I mean, there's not much difference. Niskam Karma Yoga is very close to Bhakti.
但是 Niskam Karma Yoga 和 Buddhi Yoga 没有什么很大的区别。Niskam Karma Yoga 呢，就和 Krishna 之觉是和观应该很接近了。上述两种活动都是 Akarma Yoga。Both Buddhi Yoga and Niskam Karma Yoga are Akarma.
Are what?
Akarma.
Akama, no material desires, yes. Right.
是的，正确。那最后一个问题是来自于 Yogalaki 说人，由于过往业报导致现在处于困难的处境，除了容忍，可以通过向主祈祷方式让自己脱离这种不利于奉爱服务的处境吗？那该如何正确祈祷？祈祷时只有先向咕噜祈祷后才能向主祈祷吗？Because of past activity, now we are situated in a difficult situation. So beside tiksha, tolerance, can we pray to Lord that we pray that Lord will allow us to get rid of, be liberated from this situation that is unfavorable to devotional service. So what is the right prayer? And while praying, should we first pray to Guru and after that we pray to Lord?
Yes, generally we would first pray to Guru and then pray to Krishna, right?
您说的确实，是的。我们一般是首先向 Guru 祈祷，之后呢就向 Krishna 祈祷。
But a devotee is, a devotee will accept whatever situation he's in as the arrangement of Krishna. That Krishna's put me into this position. Just let me, I just have to accept it. I have to go on and somehow remember Krishna, even though it's not very easy, but this is my karma.
但 奉献者的态度是，他会接受任何的处境。他接受呢，他认为这都是 Krishna 安排的。Krishna 把我置于这样的处境之下呢，我就接受好了。但是我记住 Krishna。即便呢这么做也不容易，但是是由于我过往的业报导致的。
And we see great devotees, how, they just accept whatever position they're in, whether they're poor or rich or they're diseased, they just go on. They just want to remember Krishna and to chant the holy name, and they accept whatever situation they're in. They don't pray to Krishna, take me out of this situation and give me some other situation. They just accept whatever position they're in as Krishna's plan for them and go on, practice devotional service.
我们看到，伟大的奉献者给我们树立的榜样是，他们会接受他们的处境，不管他们是穷困也好，是富有也罢，或者是他们有着疾病，他们只是继续从事服务，他们记忆 Krishna， 唱诵 Krishna 的名字，他们接受他们当下的处境，他们不会向 Krishna 祈祷，说 Krishna， 你把我从这个处境当中提出去吧。他们接受 Krishna， 他们接受这个处境，他们接受 Krishna 的计划，他们继续为 Krishna 从事奉爱服务。
So we should think Krishna knows what's good for me, and he's put me in this situation. I have to accept it.
就是我们要想 Krishna 知道什么对我们最好。Krishna 把我放在这样的处境之下，我就接受就好了。
You may think, oh, it's so difficult to be in a woman's body, to be a mother, or to be a wife. It's so difficult. But it's difficult for everyone in the material world.
您可能会想着，哎呀，在一个女人的身体当中，或者太难了，做一个母亲太难了，这个妻子太难了。但是你要明白，这个物质世界当中，每个人都很艰难。
Women have their problems, men have their problems.
女人的身体有问题，但是男人也有问题。
Married women have problems, and people who are not married have problems.
已婚的妇女有问题，未婚的女子也有问题。
You're not going to get away from the troubles of the material world.
你无法摆脱物质世界的种种麻烦。
In every situation you can find troubles, but we have to take shelter of devotional service, and that will help, that will get us over all the troubles.
但是我们要脱避于奉献服务，脱避于奉献服务就可以帮助您克服种种的麻烦。
You're not going to change the trouble just by changing your material situation.
你不能依靠改变你物质的处境，来避免这些麻烦。
So the important thing is to take shelter of the holy name and to absorb yourself in worshipping Krishna and hearing about Krishna. Then all your problems are solved.
您只需要去脱避于圣名，崇拜 Krishna，聆听有关 Krishna 的题旨，那么您所有的问题就迎刃而解了。
Hare Krishna. Okay, no more questions?
Yes, the JS does. Thank you, Guru, for your wonderful lecture and mercy. Thank you. Unlimited. Thank you. Yes, no more questions.
Okay, so 我们感谢 Guru Mani 给我们翻译，我们感谢奉献者聆听，祝福你们长寿快乐，灵性的进步。Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you, Mara。百坤的知音福语言人听。那么今天是2023年